There are a lot of people that are walking around and their hairlines are black because their hairdresser doesn't do a separate formula. What's your name?
Maria.
What brings you in today? What do you want to do to your hair?
I'd like to have gray coverage.
Your gray is so lovely, like how it's blended. You're in between 30 and 50%, so I would say you're about a 40%. The fact that you just went for 3 months means that I'm gonna try a color line called Vibrance on you, and it blends away the gray really nicely. It doesn't lift up your natural hair color, and I feel like it'll grow out very nicely. Where she needs the blending, I'm gonna add the 00 series. And down here, on like the zone 2, I'm gonna add more red, and I won't have the 00 in it because it's already been covered before. I wouldn't wanna do, you have to treat each area in the way that it's growing out. Like this is 40% gray, and this has already been colored. So this is gonna be completely different formula. And I always make sure that I do lighter around the hairline because the hairline hairs are so different than the rest of your hair. I don't know if you've noticed, but there are a lot of people that are walking around and their hairlines are black. It's because their hairdresser doesn't do a separate formula for their hairline because these hairs are just different. So I'm gonna get started. I love to use my scale when I'm mixing. I'm gonna add the hairline first. 700 and 755. I already put the 755 in, 700. And I'm going to use the Vibrance lotion so it doesn't drip all over my clients. I'm using 13 because she has gray, and I'm using the lotion so it doesn't go down her face. And look at this, so nice. It reacts just like a regular color, so it's a gloss, but it's not gonna drip down. I love this. I'm going to first do 40 cc's of 600 because the 00 has more pigment and it's gonna cover the gray better. I'm gonna use 10 cc's of the 755. I'm using a little 57 to give it a little bit of warmth, but I need the 00 in it to cover the gray. And I also added a little 55, which is a little gold. And I think that when you put red in someone's hair, you always have to add a little gold to make it look real. Otherwise, it's not real looking. I'm gonna use my 13 volume Vibrance lotion again. I love it. It's not drippy, it's perfect. I'm obsessed. 757, 755. I'm gonna use gel, but I'm gonna keep it close to me, and I'm gonna do it as soon as I put on her base color. Okay, so I'm starting first with her hairline. And remember, this is where, the hairline is where your hair grabs darker. The hair around your face just does grab darker. I'm pulling it down a little bit. I'm gonna go in a little further. I like to always scoop out this temple. I think it's maybe my signature move. I don't really talk about too often. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that hairline is saturated. If she didn't have any gray around her hairline, I would have just used a regular 7-0, maybe even just a regular 6-0, because the 600 is gonna have more pigment than the 60. And I'm using 700 because I do know it has more pigment and it's gonna almost read like a 7.5, almost 6. So, and knowing that this is gonna get darker anyways, remember I like to go back a little further into the temple. I'm done with the hairline. I'm gonna go back here. So she's gone a long time without color. So I'm going kind of far back. And now I'm going to start this way. Now I can really see where that line of demarcation is. Want to make sure you really saturate it well. It's not going to be complete, like really too different from her own natural hairs. I don't want her to feel like she has a line of demarcation super quickly. So this should fade away nicely to blend in with her hair, and it should blend away her gray nicely too. And I am adding warmth to it because I thought her hair looked really nice. The warmth around her face, I really liked it. So I wanted to keep that vibe. Yeah, it gives clients less of a maintenance schedule by using a color like Vibrance. It just blends it away so much nicer than your typical permanent hair color. I love my clients who are gray. I feel like I've gone through so much with them. I feel like I've seen them get married. I've seen them have their first kid. Their kids are graduating now from college, it's amazing. Like your gray-haired clients, you really develop a relationship with them, and they're the best clients. The best clients because they have to come in every month. They're so important to your business. I mean, I feel like on Instagram, or TikTok, people really focus on those highlights and on like a young girl. That young girl has no money and she doesn't need to come in to get her hair done every month. Like this is a money job. When you have gray-haired clients, that is a great income. Yeah. And they also will send their daughters into you for highlights, but they're not gonna come in every month. In our salon, I do find that I see people almost ignoring the older women, where you should be celebrating the older women because they're the ones that are gonna come in every month and they're gonna get the blow dry at your salon once a week and they're gonna take care of themselves. When you're dealing with somebody that doesn't have gray, they're not gonna feel emotional about their hair color when it comes in. All of these color lines, they're tools, and you are like the doctor and you're prescribing a medication. So you can do whatever you want, but I look at the client, I look at their lifestyle, I look at what kind of person she is. Does she have makeup on? Will she be able to, keep this up? Is she gonna be someone that's gonna pop in every 6 months like Maria? You have to do a proper consultation and you have to look at them and add it up. You don't want someone walking around with terrible hair color because they don't do it. You don't want to set people up for failure. You want to set them up for success. I'm going to prepare her hair for the next step. You make great coverage clients feel special by doing your bases, not having your assistants doing your bases. And, I know a lot of people, they start getting busy and they start thinking that they're too cool for school and they have their assistants doing their bases. Well, guess what? That's your assistant's client now because they're asking the client how they're doing and catching up. Like, I feel like if somebody else does my client, I'm robbed of their time. However, sometimes, like when somebody comes in late or whatever, they're like, I don't mind if so-and-so does the base. That's fine. But, when you have time and when your client's sitting in your chair, that's when you build your relationship and you catch up. And if you have if there are really important things happening in their lives, like you could always jot it down on the card, like daughter has a bar mitzvah, getting married in September, like write things down. So when you're about to mix up when you look at their card and you're about to mix up, you could say, oh my gosh, okay, she just got married. Oh, her, someone had a stroke or, whatever. You can go back to the client and say, oh my gosh, how's your mom doing? How was the wedding? How was the bar mitzvah? Oh, did you have a nice time in Africa? So like, if you need to jot things down, if you're not someone that remembers, that's always a good one. Okay, so now I've dampened the hair and I'm gonna go in and start in the back. So I'm doing 9-7 and 5-7 because I don't have a 7-7 or a 6-7. So I just wanted a lighter copper. And then I used the 757, which is a level 7 gold copper. And remember, this is just gonna lay on top of her. It's not gonna lift up her hair and make her into a 7 or anything like that. And then I'm using 055 and 077. It's a gold concentrate and then a copper concentrate, which I love. And I'm gonna use 6 volume with gel, so it's easier to get around, easier to use. Everybody's hair grows differently. If somebody says to me, when should I come back? And I'm like, you know what? Hair color and gray or even a dark root is emotional. It's all depends. Like my client Maria here, she's gone 6 months without coloring her hair and she doesn't care. So she's somebody that she's gonna come back in 6 months. And then you're gonna have the clients that are gonna be like, I think I need to be here in 3 weeks because I've got a party. Okay, come back in. You know, so it's just a matter of hair color is emotional. And for some people it means everything, and then other people, they're just so lackadaisical about it, and everyone's good, and it's great to have so many different clients, different types of clients with different needs. What I love about the IGORA line is that they have so many different colors that you can have in your toolbox. So nice. You have so many choices. You're not coloring in the 1950s over here. It's really cool. Vibrance is a beautiful gloss color with many choices. I can use it as a gloss or I can use it as an ammonia-free deposit-only color. It's such a beautiful, dependable color and it always comes out just right. And then for gray coverage, I like to put a plastic bag on top to keep the heat in. Okay, so this is gonna hold the heat in so you don't have to heat the hair. It'll help cover, it'll help open up the cuticle and deposit more of the color in. I'm gonna use these color conditioners. I just used the 95-4 and I use 777, and this is gonna be a beautiful conditioner that we just formulated for her. If she came in for a blowout, we could do a little color refresh with this. It's really fun, it's really great. And we did half and half, and now we're going to